Prior to the Russian Revolution of 1917, relations varied according to the politics of the time, having been both allies and enemies in conflicts. However, 1917 does appear to have been the turning point as the British establishment, perhaps fearing a revolution in their own country, had an interest in portraying the Russian Revolution, the Russian nation, its people and in time the Soviet Union, in the most negative light possible. Stereotypes, especially the unflattering ones, once established, tend to persist. This state-orchestrated dehumanization of Russia and Russians evolved into an unofficial but ingrained policy of Russophobia to become an established toxic narrative that remains to this day. Separating propaganda from reality, when most of the propagandists have themselves been raised on a diet of Russophobia and may therefore have believed the previous generation's propaganda to be fact, creates a culture of perpetuation. It is difficult to see how this is going to get any better if you start believing your own falsehoods. The brief thaw in animosity during the Second World War could have led to a more permanent improvement in relations, as, without the Soviet participation, the outcome may have been very different. It would at best have taken a far greater toll on the Western nations. However, the New World Order that arose created tensions between the emerging superpowers, such that the former enemy was rehabilitated to the status of victim, including the committed and unrepentant, while the former ally had their role and colossal casualties all but written out of the history books, only to become the new enemy of the emerging Cold War. Since then, a continuous round of quarreling has characterized relations with frequently little cause or provocation needed to prompt a hostile response. Where a disagreement occurs, the Russian point of view is rarely presented. For example, if any Russian military vessel passes through an international shipping lane close to British territorial waters, the British media, especially the BBC, do not miss the opportunity to negatively comment on this, citing aggression, despite this being the most direct route between Northern and Black Sea ports. Indeed, the BBC, no stranger to misdirection, see promoting Russophobia as part of their reason for being. If Russia hosts any major international sporting event, there always seems to be a call for a full or partial boycott prior to the event taking place, to the point where this becomes an expected response. Many British people would not consider Russia as a suitable travel destination. Just when things are looking at their very worst, the petulant British cabinet minister, Gavin the Gaff Williams, also known as Captain Calamity, says Russia should go away and shut up. Perhaps he should take his own advice. The United States' relationship with Russia, being if anything worse than the British, does restrict any prospect of improvement in relations that might otherwise occur, given the close rapport between London and Washington. The greatest consequence of the continuing hostilities must be the economic impact, as both countries miss out on investment and trade opportunities, while other nations benefit. Sanctions harm both ways. At a more personal level, families and friends are kept apart. So, what can be done to normalize relations? Rather, like other forms of racism, it needs to be called out when it is seen and when it occurs. Past deceptions, exaggeration and injustices need to be recognized, and the enormous contribution of the Soviet Union during World War II should be acknowledged. I welcome your comments below, no matter what your point of view. If you found any of this video interesting or useful, please help my channel to grow. Comment, like and subscribe. Thank you.